Okay. Welcome to Forecast Ordinary, our first podcast. We've been meaning to do this for some time. Finally got things set up. Camera, mic, couple of lads. This is Jay. I'm Big Steve, as you can see. And yeah, this is it. We don't really have a plan. We're just going to try and introduce you to ourselves, talk about a few news stories from around the world, and hopefully in the future, when we get a few subscribers, we'll get a guest or two on. Okay.
It's already turning gay. Yeah. What can I say?
Okay. In the interest of getting people to know us, if you were describing me, honestly, to someone, they said, give me the first word that comes into your head to describe your friend Stephen.
Word or a couple of words or just,
Just first of all, the first word that jumps into your head: handsome, big, whatever.
Cunt.
No, but
and then if I
seriously.
was to elaborate on that, I would say absolute idiot. Absolute idiot.
Okay, I'm not sure I want this going out there, but okay.
Do you imagine someone who's gone and lived in another country
Still going.
and forgot about the way that it used to be, and now they're just going around doing whatever they want?
That's a good point, actually. We should mention this is coming from Japan.
Yeah, yes it is.
We're
Yes,
both
it is.
English, from England, but we live in Japan now, working out here. Yeah. So-
Living life.
Okay, a second word. Okay, I don't need to regret. I don't need to regret anything you say here today. So jokes aside, another word. Okay. No foul language, please. My mum's probably watching this. In fact, she's probably the only fucking one watching this.
Yeah. I'd just say prat. I'll say prat.
Okay.
A walking prat.
Well, at least I'm walking.
Well, what about me? What if you was to say about me? What would you say?
A lazy fucking toad.
Well, that's a few more than one word, isn't it?
With the profile, sidearm, he looks like a fucking eagle. Because of the nose. It's massive.
Oh, God.
And curved.
Right. I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. I don't
Well,
know what
hold
you can
still,
see
hold
here,
still.
but-
There you go. A fucking bird of prey.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that would be my first
Little
word to
head.
describe it.
Yeah.
Hawkish.
All right, well, anyway.
Hawk nose.
Did we have some questions prepared for today? Because I think, there's enough being
Okay,
said.
how did we meet?
Enough being said.
Really, how did we... I can't remember.
It was.
I know it was at school.
You were a year older than me, so
I remember.
you were about 13. I was 12.
Yeah, same year at school.
Started secondary school.
High
high
school.
school,
Okay, I
whatever you want to call it.
I was in the cool group of kids.
No,
at school.
you were fighting
He was
girls.
with the geeks.
You were
He
fighting
was with the
girls.
geeks. We'll get to
a
that.
lesbian.
We'll get to that. That I was trying to date at the time, I think.
Ooh, a lesbian girl.
Well,
Right.
I like a challenge.
Who looked like a bloke
When
with
you look-
short
when you-
hair,
listen,
undercut and
When
shit.
girls just fall at your feet and you look like me, you need a challenge. So lesbian was the way to go. I was young.
No, listen to this.
And
Yeah,
it
I'll
worked.
tell the story. Right,
It
I'll tell
worked.
my.
She grew her
I'll
hair
tell-
out. But yeah, so
she couldn't grow
so,
her face out.
So
Right,
yeah,
anyway,
I was one of the cool kids.
I'll tell the story.
Joker of the
I'll tell the
pack.
story, and you correct it if you feel fit.
Okay.
If you feel fit enough to correct it. There's not any corrections, but anyway, it was my first day at school.
Well, this is already a lie.
I came round the corner. This wasn't the first time that we spoke.
Oh,
but
okay.
Anyway,
okay.
I came round the corner on my first day at school.
Is it really the first day?
Yeah, it was quite a warm day. We start in September, was it? It wasn't that cold or anything like that. Got no memories like that. Anyway, I come round the corner, and all I see is this guy was pushing a fat lesbian girl, and she was pushing him back.
She wasn't fat.
She was pretty heavy, you know. I mean, she was bigger than us both, if I'm honest. But anyway, she was pushing him, he was pushing her. People were just walking around those two, like, what the fuck are these two doing on the first day of school? No one came to sort it out. I wasn't bothered. I was like, whatever. I fight men. Do you know what I mean? And I continued into the school, went in, got some burgers, did the usual stuff, and this guy.
What the fuck kind of school is this? You walk in and you buy.
It was
burgers?
the morning, you know. You can get breakfast. It was like, you know, everyone was trying to get in there early on the first
You
day.
need cash if you want to buy breakfast.
Yeah, so I got some cash, I got some burgers, and this guy was trying to fight girls. Now that wasn't the first time that we spoke or met, so to say. That's the first
What
time.
happened with that?
I saw
Because
this guy.
he's there was a pushing incident.
Do you-
This
do
twat
you
of a girl
remember
was
it?
this girl
And
who
she
later I
is a
came
twat.
to like.
She is a twat because she was a twat to everyone.
At the time, she was a bit of a
she was a bit of
tomboy,
a
and she
yeah,
wanted to
and
throw. She wanted to.
she
You know,
wanted to
she
be
wanted
the
to fight
boss.
the boys.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was doing. She saw me. Well, this guy looks like muscular and well built. Even at how old were we? 13. Even at that age,
13, 5 stone
I
is
was
what
fucking
you were.
built. You know what I mean?
Fucking 5.
And you know,
Yeah.
and handsome. She
Mm.
thought I'll bring him down a peg or two, and then she was trying to push me. And you know, I let her do it for a while. I don't want to hit a girl, even if you did look like a bloke at the time because of the hair. And then I think I did. I pushed her over, didn't I? And
No,
then
she pushed you over, and then she took your bag,
and
and there were sandwiches in it or something.
stole
and-
my cash and raped.
No,
me.
you
Is
didn't
that
have
what
any
happened?
money. She just took your sandwiches, ate them, but left the crusts. She said, "Fuck your crusts, bitch," and threw them at you
Sprinkled them
on the floor. And that's all I saw from the window.
Right. Well, that's some.
When I had burgers, I couldn't stop. I had to get those cheeseburgers. Not that it did me any good, but
Right. Yeah. So I think I
Um,
pushed her. She fell over. I instantly regretted it. Helped her up, but she was still going. I was, look, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Look at me. Think about what you're doing, girl or not. This nigga doesn't fuck around. And that's another thing. This guy's favourite word is nigger. Okay? And he's not racist. He just wants to be black. Okay?
says the person
And
who
that
is pretty white
Brings us
in the fucking video.
brings
Whiter
us-
than me, Jesus Christ.
brings
Batman
us,
head
it's
and
the
all.
light. It brings us
Jesus hell.
to how we met. Okay?
Yeah, so
Again,
anyway, I'll tell that story again. I'll tell that part of the story. So anyway, this guy, obviously, you know, at that time, he was all about being black. He had his little baggy pants and shit, and he thought
it
he
was
was.
school
He thought-
uniform.
He thought he was.
They were baggy though. Like I said, one
No,
of the cool
actually, they
kids.
weren't. They were really, really short, and they were hiked up, and I could see socks. I could see ankles. I could
Hiked
see
up the crack
ankles like
of
a
my
fucking
arse, right?
pelican, and I could see, and they were fucking like drain pipes. Still are. Anyway,
Well-built pelican.
anyway, so I had a keen interest in basketball. And
Men. Men's
no,
basketball
no, not
in
quite.
particular.
I enjoyed basketball. I enjoyed dunking off people. This guy too
Shower rooms
liked
weren't divided at that time.
this guy liked basketball as well and bum. And basically, I went to a practice. He was maybe already at the practice, practicing or whatever. And I
This couldn't have been
joined.
the first
No,
day at
this
school,
wasn't the
because
first
I didn't
day.
even join the
No,
bas-
this wasn't the first day. This was like half a year in, and I was like, damn, you know, I like basketball. I watch it at home. I play it out in my back yard, whatever, and I wanted to try it, you know. And then I seen this guy in there, and
he
he's
wanted
like,
to
oh,
be like me instantly. If only I could just reach out and touch him.
not quite, but anyway, he obviously saw the good looks in me, extended his open arm and offered, you know, he was like, you know, I've got a
I think, in fact, I think the first
set up
time
at home.
we saw you hanging around the court, didn't someone say, "Get the fuck off of our court, you geeky little bitch"? Who let him in? Mr. D. That was the coach's name.
Mr. D.
I'm not going to be here if this is what's going on.
He wanted me on the team because he knew.
Look at the state.
He
of
knew that, you know, niggas was over 6 foot at that time. This was year 7, bitches. Do you know what I mean? It was like
He's not even 6 foot now.
No, well, I'm way over 6 foot. But anyway, anyway. So yeah, he said, why don't you come down round my house? I've got the basketball set up, whatever, my house. Come round. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I did go down there.
No, but you didn't just come to the court and I just
no,
suddenly
I
threw
did.
out invitations.
You were like, I live by the pool, and basically.
Didn't I say I have a pool?
No, well, there was no pools there.
We must have built that later.
Right. Not quite. But I took a leap of faith and I took my bicycle down there. It wasn't that far, 15 minutes ride down. And I was like, so this nigger lives around the pool near the chippy or something, yeah? So I went down there anyway, and I've seen this cat with some other white guys, just playing ball and stuff. Little guys, like 6, 7 years old motherfuckers. 6 years old cats were there. 11 years old cats were there.
I was somewhat of a mentor to one or two of the younger kids.
I mean, what? So I just went in.
I remember you coming to practice.
Like, you came. And
we eventually let you in because of, it's a school and you got to let everyone play.
Because I was white.
Even if they
wanted the whiteness.
You've got to
do
that. And then, and you immediately, the very next week or day or two, you bought the exact same basketball boots as me and another player on the team. Now you just can't do shit like that.
The thing about that is,
I'm sure you caught a beating for that. Who was it?
They.
Not John
those
Ross
sneakers.
And said, I'll take those fucking boots.
I don't think so. But those sneakers were one of my collection. They were just one pair out of my collection. I was mad into trainers. I had like 14, 15 pairs, maybe a little bit more than that.
Not all at one time, because if you remember, you
ordered
the pairs.
At one time, Jordans, Up-Tempos, Pennies, Grant Hills.
I don't know if anyone has these
catalogue,
K's catalogue and things like that. You order, and what he'd do is when he's finished with them,
Gary Payton's,
scratch them, and send them back, so he didn't have to pay. His mum would do that, in fact. He had very little to do with it.
Yeah.
Just,
she would have a dab hand in that sort of thing. But
the next pair, Mum, get me the Rockports.
Well, you got to do what you've got to do.
He was trying to keep up. He was trying to fit in.
I didn't need to because I had 17
The only way he knew how
of kicks.
Thievery. So
I was the trendsetter with kicks. You could say that, with my 17 pairs.
No one could say that.
The Paytons, I was the first one in there with the glove, the zip, flap over.
Wasn't that like 3 years after they came out?
Mate, they were literally released on the day I had them. None of those were from catalogues. They never had those cats in catalogues, mate. I had the Shaqs, I had Penny Hardaways.
I remember you wearing Shaqs, and
with the hexalites on the bottom. I had the pumps.
That's it.
Had it all. I had the Patrick Ewings.
There was a thing. He would always buy these shoes like 3 sizes too big to pretend he had big feet. So he was clopping around the court like a fucking clown. He couldn't play anyway, tripping over his feet.
It's not quite how I remember it. That's not quite how I remember it. I remember dunking off people. I remember dunking.
He thought he's never touched a ring in his life. Not a basketball ring, anyway. But he's
what the ring?
A guy's arse.
Right.
And but 3 sizes too big. He used to think that was the cool thing. How big are your feet? Oh, well, mine are size 11. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't.
I was genuinely a size 10, 11. Still am 6. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I was just trendsetting, like I said, with all the sneakers. That's basically the story that I know about meeting.
Did we meet at the back court? It couldn't have been though, because I didn't play until much later.
The first time was in
It took
practice.
some begging for the guys to get.
And
me
you
there.
remember it was early morning practice, man. It was like from 8 a.m. or something, and I was down there. I was playing. Dunking, and
because the morning practices were like open to anyone, any waif and straight who wanted to play, and the afternoon practice and the weekend, that was for the real players, the team. And he obviously, he had to come in the mornings, and it did go like that, didn't it?
In the end, it went that way, but not when I was doing it. It wasn't like that because I was one of the the originals, you know.
So,
I was one of those dunkers.
Anyone who knows us, put your comments below.
What was
Dan? I'm speaking to you.
What was the player that was NBA player that was all the hype at that time, like proper high jumping? And,
He doesn't even know the fucking name.
what the hell was his name? Totally off the radar now.
Vince Carter.
That was it. Yeah. That is basically me at that time. That was me, Vince Carter. I was dunking on everyone. Those little Dan guys, or whatever you're saying. I was dunking off of those little skeleton guys, as I called them, at the time. And yeah, they were getting dunked on with their little winky faces, and you know,
Winky face.
yeah, like 100 winks in a second or something, like non-stop. You know, shit like that. But anyway, they were getting dunked on. There was no issues. It was just, ooh. Yeah, that's the story. That's my experience of what went down. You just said,
remember it differently.
Do you want to come down, play, whatever? And I did. I just thought, yeah, you know what, I will. Saturday morning, I went down there. Just thought, whatever. Sure as hell, there was a couple of b-ball. Well, there was one. There was one hoop out there, and like I said, there was a few little kids, man. Few little kids were playing out there with this guy. There was no one else the same age. It was only me and him. The others were 6 years old.
Kids
mate.
from a young age, if they wanted to come round, that a lot of the kids around there didn't have the money for Spalding basketball hoops at that time, and obviously I had a lot of land as well. So I basically had a basketball court out the front of my house. So yeah, if kids wanted to play, that's the kind of guy I am.
It's a little bit different from what I remember, because I mean, there wasn't actually, there was quite a bit of land. It was concreted out, slabbed out, whatever. But
there's fucking loads.
But it was a shithole. I've got to be honest. It was a total shithole. All fucking cracks in the slabs. You'd bounce the ball, and it'd be like going that way, and then you'd bounce it that way. You'd go pass, and then you'd pass. You'd get the ball. I think
this is more a reflection on your
bouncing all over the place.
Your basketball.
I was just interested on the dunking and flashing feet. Flashing shoes off, you know what I mean? That was me. That was all about me. I was,
I don't even remember meeting like that. I remember.
Well, let's hear your.
No, really, I can't remember. I remember there was some time we had English classes together, and
maybe before
you were again. Yeah. You were like you were at the front of the class near the teacher, and you were with the geeks there.
Niggas was
the kids.
Was
there was a few kids that they couldn't really choose their own friends. They were like sort of pushed to the side, and they had to be friends.
And then, obviously there was the cool people, and then there was the people that were with lesbian girls, and just weird little groups.
She was hot though.
No,
and she wasn't
heavy.
lesbian.
She was big.
By the end,
she was like.
She wasn't.
She was
big.
about 15 stone back then.
15. She's 13.
She was pretty big, mate. Jesus Christ.
She wasn't.
She was wide.
She was
had
actually
a big fucking
a
jaw on it.
Girl.
Jesus.
Apart from.
Wasn't she Polish or something?
The haircut like a boy, yeah. I don't want to say a name. But yeah, I do remember.
I don't want to say a name either. I can't really, picture her face that much. But the body size was pretty big, man. It was just a weird group of just weirdos,
Yeah, so anyway. So he's at the front of the English class. And then the reason I thought I started talking to him because he'd joke around with his boys, and it was just with his boys.
It was more like,
because
hey,
he
everyone,
did
look,
in his group of about
on
3
shoes
with the geeks. He did take the lead, and he did rip on them, and he did. I like that. I like it when people. Because I remember.
Let me guess. You saw some initiative in me.
Some
and
potential.
Brought me out of the geekhood.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
I mean, you've got one foot still very much in it, but
right.
It's fun. But anyway, yeah. So I'd seen a kid in his little group he was a bully basically. He bought some new trainers and was showing him, and then he passed them over to him to look at. And no sooner had he done that, he'd taken out his permanent marker and started writing his own name on the shoes or something, or some shit, gay for life or something. Yeah, and that just fucking up people's lives. And the shoes weren't even good. It wasn't a pair of Nikes.
But they were bright white. They were bright white, new.
But for that kid, they were special, right? Him
for that guy, yeah.
So yeah, that's what you're dealing with there, that kind
Uh-huh.
of character. But anyway, as I say, I like.
But
that.
it was
I like-
fun. It was all kicks and giggles. I was down for that. It was, it made me laugh basically because
That's all that matters.
yeah, and I remember doing some
And that's why we're here. It makes,
wild
makes
little
us
things.
laugh.
Anyway, that is the story of pretty much my story of how we, the correct story of how we know each other, and it's been 20 years, mate.
20 years.
20 years.
I haven't shook this full yet.
20 years of cats, cleaning up your shit all the time.
Saving his arse.
20
More like,
years.
Followed me to Japan. You know?
This motherfucker.
If I didn't know him
So
so
basically-
well, I would say he was homosexual.
So,
Can't blame him.
so who?
Given the
Okay, then
circumstances.
let me ask you this question: who was the
Circumstances.
first to come
Exhibit
to
A.
Japan out of us both? Who first came? Because you got to tell the story. Can't lie about that, basically.
Okay, so what happened was you did in fact come to Japan first on a working holiday. To sum up, he did no work.
That's correct.
His mum funded the trip,
That's
and
correct.
when those funds ran dry, he contacted me. Out
That's
of the-
also kind of
and
true.
I, being the
That's also true.
cash source that I am, I further funded his trip, and he eventually paid those debts off to his credit. And then I came out to visit him, pay for his food, take him out, shit like that. I remember a lot of KFCs.
I remember
being
one
forked out
KFC
for.
and a girl just returned with him as well, like new shoes.
They just
met her that day.
I walk in, and they I don't know what it is.
from apps, basically.
Face.
Stuck.
Mostly,
so
mostly
basically-
the jawline and the chiseled abs. But anyway,
God.
so took him around. He showed me. He fucking barely got out of the hostel, but yeah, he showed me what he knew. And then I went back, like Japan. He eventually they had no
we
one
did
else
go
to
back.
leech
Though.
off
We
of.
did go back.
He
That's also
came
true.
back.
and then you came back.
I then came back. So now I came back not for a working holiday. I came back to live. He realised, this guy
Well, it
is
was
living.
always my plan.
My
to return
in with
to
the
live. It's just
my in with the
someone tried to.
with the cool world. He's he's about to jump on a plane and fly away. And then what I'll do? Follow him.
Not quite.
Here we are.
Not quite.
Okay, and just to clarify, just to sum up all this 20 years, the job that you work out now, who basically set that up for you?
You.
Okay, and there we
The
go.
previous
in
job
a nutshell.
for you.
In a nutshell.
Who set that up
Nutshell
for you?
closed.
Right.
And by the way, we're speaking to you from our gym. There's a gym behind the camera there, and then a table up this end. This is where we spend our free time. Some of us, obviously, more than others. The shoulder width comparison will confirm what you already knew the moment you logged on. Let's see.
What's it?
This is the
saying?
wrong questions.
What?
Wrong question. News stories. Click news stories. Questions. Clearly that says questions. Close this. News stories. Okay. So, Pakistani father of 35 children wants to reach a century. So he wants 100 children, and he's now, to help him with this, he's in search of his fourth wife. He's got 3 wives, 35 kids, and he's Pakistani, and he wants, I know that'll mean something to you, and he wants 100 children. What do you think of that?
Where is he living? From? So he's living in Pakistan.
He's in
okay.
Pakistan.
Well, that's good.
Is
Keep
what
your
I say.
35 kids there, and you do it over there. Then, yeah. Because if that was in England, I would say, take them home.
Why though?
Take them out and do it. Where you are.
Why though?
Because
He's just,
I don't think.
a family man. Obviously.
Not really, is he?
Why?
Family man.
He wants 100 kids.
He also wants his fourth wife.
He's obviously got enough love to go round for 4 wives and 100 kids. Then why?
Well, I'm very happy for him. I'm very happy that he's going to do
Change your
that
tune.
in Pakistan.
But
In
why?
Pakistan.
But why specifically in Pakistan?
Because it's just, why would you want 100 kids in England? I don't know why we're even talking about England. So
No,
let's
no.
forget that issue. we'll
said
put that one
you-
aside.
But yeah,
We'll save that one for another video.
Okay.
Anyway, on the outer shell, I'm very happy for him in Pakistan to have his 35 kids and for him to want 100 kids. Go on, go and do it.
No, but I want to go back to you saying make sure it is in Pakistan. Why not in England?
Because I don't think anyone really wants to. I don't think anyone really wants to pay for those
What do you
35
pay?
going on 100 kids.
What? Who's paying for it? Why? He's
Well,
paying
I'm
for it.
pretty sure he's not going to be paying for
Why
it.
is? Why?
Anyway, can we
How
save
can-
this for another? Can we save
How
this for
can you
another
make
video?
that
'Cause-
assumption? Because this guy is probably.
Well, yeah.
loaded.
Let's have a look what it says here.
Okay,
then.
let's
Does it
see.
say anything about?
He's
you know,
saying
like,
more the merrier.
well, yeah.
okay.
England doesn't. But does it say anything in there about so and so, 45 years old, the engineer, or does it like
Yeah.
so and so?
There you go. There you go.
The pilot.
46-year-old medical technician.
Right,
So he's
well, I'm
making
sure-
money.
Okay, then we can do that as well in
no,
Pakistan.
but I want to get. Why did you immediately, without knowing the story, think he would be taking other people's money? You know. I want to get into that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can save that for another time. We don't have to on the first podcast. We don't have to discuss that.
No, I think that's
and find
exactly
out
what
people's
people want to know.
views on the first.
Because this is the other
time
thing
out,
you
yeah.
don't know. His family are racists. His family are racists. Okay. And I don't mean,
I don't think they are though.
they're not even.
racists.
They're not
They're
even.
not.
They don't even admit it. They're cowardly racists.
There's
you know?
no racism in my family. Clearly, because I'm out here in Japan.
Following a black guy around,
Who's whiter than me?
half caste.
Quarter. But it's just in the corner. Anyway,
But
not even that.
but no, I don't
Well,
even want it
not even a
racist.
quarter.
His mom,
I'm not
yes.
racist. My mum does have some strong views, but that's set that aside.
Very
We'll set that aside.
yeah.
Actually, she doesn't. She's just not.
Not
she, I mean, she just speaks freely about her.
freely behind the
Spat in my
closed.
face. Dirty.
Freely behind the closed doors of her.
Well, not so
Dolly-
much
Dolly
because
home.
Dolly Bank. Well, that's quite a pinpoint, isn't it? There. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. We'll save this for another
Okay.
video.
Okay. We'll leave
No
it.
one's racist here. Just do your thing in Pakistan. Is that one of his kids?
That's one of the kids.
They look like a leeching bunch of. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see his face though, just out of
Okay.
curiosity,
Just out of pure hatred.
just to see if this man is actually a medical technician. I've never.
And
even
how,
heard of a
from his
medical
photo, are you
technician.
going to discern that?
Look, I know the type. No, he's not a medical technician. That's not a medical technician. That's. Nah, I don't believe that. Nope.
Well, he's well dressed.
No, he's not. No, that's no medical technician there. What's he pointing to? His next wife or something?
I'm trying to zoom out on this picture.
Oh God, that's a lot of kids, isn't it? Why are they all like the same age? That's just not. That's alarm bells
Look,
ringing
maybe he
right there.
adopted
That's
some.
clearly
See,
why
he
we
probably-
don't need them
he
in England.
He
They're all the same age. How is that even possible?
Hey, he probably adopted some. Okay.
He could have.
He's
could
thought,
have.
I've got a little bit of wealth. Spread it around
Doesn't look like.
to the less fortunate.
Well, and if that's the case, then fair play to him. I doubt it. I doubt this story. I doubt the source. In fact, I'm pretty much willing to say someone stole a picture of a man with kids, and then they come and bring in this question to me, and that's I can't say that he would.
Well, I brought the question to you, but I
yeah, just doesn't look right to me.
really nice.
What's the
bunch of
source
kids
there?
there.
What's that say?
Prenza or something? I don't know.
Prenza.
This was online. I just
Okay.
copied and pasted it. I don't know.
Wait a minute. What's the name? What's the name of this person? Because I will save this.
Sardar Jan Mohammed Khilji.
Right. So that would automatically fall to a
Apologies,
Mohammed
Khilji, if I've pronounced that
in
wrong.
England.
It was
The names would be crossed off. Just be Mohammed.
probably
And then, anyway,
because people like you who are too lazy to learn to
It's-
correctly pronounce their names, you go
not
to
a
the
chance,
one.
mate. I've been to these countries. That's something that you don't. Maybe not Pakistan. But
No,
I've
where
been
have
to
you
Si-
been?
I've lived in Sri Lanka, which is south
Okay.
of.
Lived in or took a
India.
holiday there and now
You
think
could
know
say
everything?
borderline. I was there for like.
How long?
I was
2
getting
weeks?
on for a year, mate, in there. A year, getting on for a year.
Okay, and what brought you all the way over there?
Someone who I was with at the time was working for an embassy,
Mm-hmm.
Japanese embassy in that country.
Can I ask, while she was working there, did you work?
I mean, can we save
No,
this
just
too
can we
for
just
the next
have this?
video?
No, just
or-
yes or no. It's simply a year.
No, it was almost. It was like.
And you were
8
it was your
months,
wife.
maybe.
Let's
it was
just
8
say it
months.
was your wife.
Yeah, 8
And,
months. Yeah.
8 months there.
Mm.
She was working.
She was working.
What were you doing?
I was
For
in
money.
the house.
You were a hat. So you, okay.
But the thing is,
Were you-
I'd work 12-hour shifts in England to save up to go and visit this person and
to visit them, yeah.
to visit for as long as I could, because that's what was going on at that time. And it was all good fun. So I worked 12 hours shifts, did extra shifts, which is unlike me, but I did extra shifts.
I seem to
and,
remember the majority of your money going on shitty cars that blew
No,
up and
initially it went on cars, and then obviously I cashed in,
cashed in
and
on
then
a,
and
on
then
a rich
went out,
wife.
and then went out.
Okay,
I
so
cashed in.
all
went
right,
out.
so skipping over that bollocks. So you're in Sri Lanka. He wasn't working.
No, I didn't
sat
work.
on his
No, I
arse
didn't
all
work.
day
I
in
worked
the-
prior in England. I worked
to get his
a
flight
lot
to Japan to
get
to
and I did it to come
weasel
to
in
Japan as well.
a relationship with someone who could provide. Went to Sri Lanka. She had a great job. You were at home all day. It's too hot.
And then I went back to England.
running, probably having the air conditioner on full blast.
Oh,
that
it
he
was,
wasn't
yeah, it
paying.
was. It was
He
on full
wasn't paying for.
It was on full
Yeah.
blast. There was a driver. I didn't have to step out.
This is what we're talking about. His wife had a good job. She had a driver. He drove you around as well.
Yeah, occasionally.
Where did you go?
McDonald's. And beach.
It's all fucking true.
It is absolutely true, but prior to that, I did work a lot to save up that money, and I bought cars, sold them on for more. I did everything I could to get enough money to live, so that I wouldn't have to scrounge off people.
So you're saying
in
that
that
while
country.
you were there, you had money in the bank and you were providing equally as much as your wife. Did you have any money?
Yeah, I had quite a bit of money, and money goes a long way over there. So I was okay for those 8 months. But when I did get back,
Sure you were.
I was broke, pretty much, almost out of money.
Kick you out, did she?
Not quite. And then I had to then do the whole process again in order to come to Japan. You
Okay,
know?
so anyway, what were your experiences there? Because you've obviously got some strong views.
Everyone who was very, very friendly over there. Everyone just have a...
Did you meet anyone with 35 kids or anything like that?
No,
3
I mean,
wives?
it's quite a rarity, isn't it? Really?
No 2 wives, nothing like that?
No.
Did you meet anyone?
Yeah, I met a lot of people. Different people from all around the world.
And how would you describe it? Would you live there again,
Yes.
given the choice? You'd
Yeah.
live there now?
Yeah.
Given the, I mean, if you had to fund yourself.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I don't mean a free ride, someone
For
paying
sure.
for you.
I would go and live there again.
And work there.
Yeah, as
What-
long as it was something that... Because you have to understand that in those kind of countries, the salaries are very low. So to live like we do now...
And to the people at home, you have to understand, wherever he works, whatever country it is, his salary is going to be very low. So okay, yeah. So the salaries are low, yeah.
The salaries are low, so to keep up with the kind of life that we live right now is almost impossible. So it would have to be something to make enough money, and it's just not that easy to do it out there, I think.
So what kind of gigs do you think you'd be getting?
There's a lot of foreigners out there that have got their own restaurants and stuff. They seem to be doing okay, but you know.
Okay.
Just go to the next
2-year-old or 2.5-year-old student, she gave a gift to her teacher.
Wait, that's not right. It's 0.2. 5-year-old
Oh,
student
sorry.
gift.
Sorry, yeah. It totally changes the story. A 5-year-old gives her teacher a gift of a Mercedes.
Yeah.
A brand new Mercedes for helping her through kindergarten.
Well, obviously the kid isn't to blame for that.
No, but I mean that's a great thing. Imagine you're a teacher, if you can imagine that,
But
and your 5-year-old student gives you a Mercedes brand new.
Well, you can't accept that, can you?
I mean, she did accept it.
No, she didn't.
She did.
Where is it saying it?
She did. But she did.
Well, it doesn't say anything
Well, I know
about.
she did.
Right.
But anyway, let's say she did.
I'm sure
why
someone
couldn't you
just
accept
wanted
it? And
to.
you, of all people, you would immediately
I don't know what image
accept
you
it.
have got of me,
You
mate, but I mean,
can't
there's
accept it.
little things that I've accepted over the time, you know, from kind people that have tried to help out in situations. Of course, I've accepted some things,
Manipulation.
but there's no way.
Playing the victim. But yeah, so,
So
you,
there's
so
no
you're
way-
telling me now.
If a kid came to me who I taught and was offering me a Benz, I can't just take.
And look, it says here the father. It was, it's from
Decided,
The
yeah, of course,
father
right.
obviously paid for it.
So something going on there.
So you
again,
wouldn't. The father's
alarm
saying, "There you
bells.
go. Look, my kid wants to give you this. I can afford it.
Well, I
Take
don't
this."
think it's from the father. Does it say anything
No, it is
about?
not. The father.
No, I
just-
mean the father's intentions were obviously, somewhere else at the time.
No,
perhaps.
no. Look, it says.
He wanted to get into
He
the
had.
teacher.
So the father was.
Is what I'm saying here.
The father.
Unless this
Father,
is-
and his name was. No, the kid, Noor Al Faris. Okay, she was. She lost her mother recently, and her teacher, Miss Nadia,
Just happened to
helped
step
to
in.
recover from the phase. I wouldn't call losing your mother a phase, but anyway, so she helped her through that time.
Help the father too, I guess.
And the father decided to gift the teacher a Mercedes on behalf of his 5-year-old, daughter, I think.
Yep.
Or is it a daughter?
Her
Son?
teacher, yeah.
I
So
don't-
daughter.
yeah, daughter.
No, there's more to the story. Basically,
Well, there's not. Look, it finishes there.
I mean,
So you're saying this guy?
I'm
was
saying
paying
they've
for
got
sex.
something going on there. I'm sure of it.
Okay, let's say. So let's say the dad.
Mm.
Okay, we're in Japan. You're teaching. There's a dad. He's rich. Okay.
Yep.
And he's been fucking you on the side.
Wait a minute,
Okay.
but the dad wouldn't be doing that, would they?
But
Was
this is just hypothetical, right? So he's been banging you.
No, there's no hypothetical.
No.
It would be the
Listen,
mother
This
who
isn't
decided to do that.
this isn't real. But just imagine, because it's leading up to something. Okay, so
Nah.
the dad is coming home after a hard day of work, angry, frustrated, and he's giving you some.
He wouldn't be giving me
And that's
anything.
okay, and it ends. It ends there. You're saying no.
Well, it's
I
already
wanted a
ended- it's
relationship. I'm
ended
not
before
just. I'm
anything
not
was-
just being used like this. And but anyway, you're a great teacher, and you help the child through a difficult time, whatever that may be. If a sibling died or something, and you did help, and you teach her well. And the dad later says, "Thanks for all the sex. Here's a Mercedes." But it's not because of the sex. It's
Well,
it's for teaching my kid.
I mean, firstly, it wouldn't happen.
No, but if it
Well,
happened-
let's switch this around then. So let's say you, of all people,
yeah, but
were banging the father, and then you got the Benz.
well, if it was
would
that
you
way
take the
around,
Benz? Would you take that
If it
Benz?
was that way around,
Would you take the Benz?
I can buy my own Benz.
I don't think you can.
But I like that you said I'm doing the banging, because in my scenario you were getting banged. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're, in the banging
Stronger.
relationship.
I'm like the probably
the weakest, yeah.
Okay, a shepherd
Yeah.
falls asleep.
Mm.
And do you know any shepherds?
No.
And it leads to a huge sheep invasion. Sorry, a huge sheep invasion in a Spanish city. So the peaceful
So they've
town.
got out all of these.
They've got out.
Right.
The peaceful town of Huesca in Madrid, Spain, was invaded by around 1,000 sheep at around 4 a.m. on Tuesday, 7th of June. The shepherd had fallen asleep and did not realise the sheep had escaped. Police officers tracked him down, and it took them around 45 minutes to get the herd back into the pen. What do you think when you hear
What
that
do I
story?
think? I think, what can I say to that? What do I think? I think it's fine. What can I say? It's fun. Sounds funny to me. He's going to be in trouble, I guess, but what can you do?
I think we're
What can
really
you do?
stretching there for a news story. I wish I read that earlier, because
Yeah, some of these
an
stories are-
invasion.
yeah,
So first of all, you could say invasion, 1,000 sheep going into, but it's at 4 a.m. No one's awake. No one knows. The police have
How many
stepped in.
How many were there?
Took 45 minutes, so now we're at 5:45 a.m. or something, and 4:45, and the sheep are back. So no one was none the wiser.
No one
so
was
really,
awake. Right.
it's pointless.
Well, it's whatever.
There they are.
Is
There's
that
the sheep,
Is that
yeah.
them? Is it?
That's them.
Having the time of their lives by the looks.
Running
of it.
amok. Let's see.
All over the place.
Okay, speaking of invasions, some 100,000 bats have invaded a town in Australia.
Mm. Yeah, great story.
Let's see. It is possible that Bruce Wayne's cave might have collapsed.
Right. I don't know where these
But it-
stories are coming from.
But according to news sources, so they
Mm.
are legitimate sources,
Right.
the Australian town of Bateman's Bay in New South Wales had declared a state of emergency. Bloody hell. After 1 million, sorry, not 100,000, 1 million bats invaded the
Where
town.
does it say a million?
There.
It's not a million.
That's 1 million.
No, that's just someone's put the wrong comma in there.
Well, it's 1 million. I think they were trying to indicate 1 million.
Well,
So they're
whatever it
fine.
is, 1,000,000, 100,000.
They
These
can't
stories
write and
are
they don't know, man.
stupid.
Okay, so they've invaded the town, and the grey-headed flying foxes are also listed under vulnerable
this place?
species, which leaves the authorities without any options of taking control of the situation.
Well, then that's free roam for you guys.
Fucking pointless.
Jesus, have at it. Just doing whatever they want
What a
all over New
pointless
South
story.
Wales, Bateman's Bay, eh?
So that's it. The bats are just there.
Just free forever. Can't be
we can't
moved.
do anything.
Just,
We're stuck
that's
with them.
that then. That's that. Finished.
And where did it,
No one's going out of their houses because no one's going to help. No one's going to come and sort that out.
and they're
We'll
not
just-
hurting it. They're probably in the trees. Where did they come from? They'll move. This is shit. Let me just.
All right, I've got a story for you.
Okay.
In more recent news,
Okay.
the world's famous, most liked person at the minute, old Trump, has been going around shooting shots at countries like Africa and things like that, saying that they're basically shithole countries, right?
Okay.
And then obviously I've seen some follow-up comments from people that
He's a
live.
big Trump supporter, by the way.
Yeah, big Trump supporter, yeah. So I've seen people follow up comments and interviews with people that lived in these countries, these African countries that are apparently shithole countries. He's saying that.
According to some.
He's saying that, you can check that. That's from a real source, not any of this fucking Batman and his gang going to Bateman's Bay. But anyway, what would you
Stuff.co.
right, useless. What would you What's your take on that? You know, do you think it's fair for him to say that African countries are shitholes and
Those were
and
his
things
words.
Like that?
Were
Those
they?
were his words, and I can bring that up and show you.
Can you do that then?
Yep, I could.
Because I hear the odd news story about Trump, and I just feel sorry for him having that name. If I'm honest, it's a good job he's rich.
So let me just.
Because imagine if a kid was called Trump in our school when we were at school. Trump. I don't know if it means the same thing in America or anywhere else in the world, but in England, tell them what Trump means.
Just to pass a bit of gas.
And Donald as well.
Hang on a second.
Fucking hell.
Donald. So it's now people are saying that it was said shithouse.
No, I don't,
rather than
don't
shithole.
care what people. No, I want to see this come from Trump's own mouth. I can't imagine
Alright, then
the
let me-
president of the United
say.
States saying, "Africa, it's a fucking shithole."
No, it wasn't quite like that. Let me just I'll try and bring up a video or something.
Oh, he said it in a video.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see, this is
Here we
how
go. Here we go.
these
Let's
stories
see.
get started.
So this is going to be a video, but the problem is I'm not sure if I've got data.
I
to
think
bring
the
it up.
problem is, my friend, my leeching friend, that
Wait a second. So I
So
mean,
it's
here
bullshit
a
as
lot
well.
of people. It's
a lot
saying
of people again, but I haven't
it's
seen.
saying. Okay, listen to
tweet
this. Listen to this. Right. Listen to
at
this.
Donald Trump, Africa's shite.
Shitholes. Yeah. So let me just
Hashtag shithole. Hashtag big up
Let me
Reagan
just-
family.
Let me just go through this, right? Multiple sources. There were 6 of us in the room. I haven't heard any of those 6 sources other than so and so talk about what was said. So this man's name said plainly, he said it on Friday, that the president used the word shithole to describe African and Latin American countries. Not just once, but repeatedly, at a meeting in the Oval Office on Thursday.
Okay, well,
So that's the take on it, and I only just brought this up quickly because I heard it and saw it.
immediately I hear that and put it down to bollocks. But if someone did, I'm sure there are some African countries that are shitholes. I'm sure there's
But
some
who are
places in
you?
England that are shitholes.
Who are you? What do
Your
you
fucking
define
your
as a
fucking
shithole?
neighbourhood for a start. You know what I
do
mean?
you
Who
find
cares?
as a shithole in Africa? Why would you say?
No, I
that
mean
that's-
there's people. It's
I mean, shithole country. To say that your
Yeah,
country
I don't
is a
know,
shithole.
but mate,
what
but
would
you
you
know,
say about that?
coming from his
What if you
his
lived
lifestyle.
in that country, African shithole?
Then
and, you
then
know?
I'd probably be standing there saying, "This is a fucking shithole."
Well, no one would pay attention to you anyway. Let me just say that.
You just asked
They
my
just
opinion.
run you over and say, "Shut up," you know, get back in your shithole, whatever, and that would be that. But yeah, I do want to hear your opinion. If you were from an African country and you know you're now
I've got roots, obviously,
from
running
nowhere
back to
near Africa. So let me just roots to the fucking drain.
What is up with my hair?
Fucking Batman head. So, yeah, to kind of clutter that all together and make that remark about African countries. If you were from Africa,
Which is
what would
still
you-
unproven.
Yeah, well, if that's the case. then
Okay,
that's
so
the
if
case,
someone
but-
said this place in Africa was a shithole, this
and you
place
were
in
from
Latin
there,
America
and you were
is
from
a
there,
shithole,
what would you then take
then-
on that? Because if you're from there, wouldn't you be like, no, I don't come from a shithole.
well, he
you know
didn't
what I
say
mean?
the people are shit, but there are shitholes.
Well,
out
he's
there.
also made accusations towards the people.
Okay, and what were those accusations?
That was in a separate, sort of thing.
And what did he say about the people?
That they're shit.
Right. Well,
And then that,
again, there are some shit people. I work with fucking half of them. There's one. Okay, so there are shitholes. There are shit people.
okay, but it's about your country.
He didn't say
don't you?
Africa's shit. All the people.
Don't
in
you
Africa.
have any?
He didn't even
defense?
say any of it.
If that's your country, don't you have any defense for that? Because I've seen the follow-up comments
I
and
don't-
videos, and people were saying, "I don't think that's fair." I'm proud of where I'm from and all the rest of it. Jumping on the bandwagon. What would you,
Me?
if it was to your country and you were from there and you genuinely liked your country, what would be your response to that? 'Cause
Well, me, being the realist that I am, I would,
accept.
and having the awareness that I do, knowing how people live in different places, if I,
Because you're the big traveller and
I, big
goes
being the
to
operative word.
goes to Japan once and then thinks he knows the world.
But yeah, but I would, yeah, I've lived in shitholes, mate.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've lived in shithole estates in England,
Yeah.
and you've still had food, you've still had a roof, and brick walls and central heating.
And if
These
Donald
people
Trump
don't
came
have
over
those things,
and
do
said,
they?
you know what, big lad, this is a fucking shithole.
He'd say, you know what, skeleton,
I'd knock him on his arse and I'd say,
get the fuck
you're
out
right,
of
Donald.
here.
Okay, it is a shithole, but it's mine. I own it, the whole estate.
Well, I mean, we're talking about if you were from
And
an
I've
African.
got plans to
shithole.
remodel, okay,
Right.
and turn this bitch over for real cash. Anyway, so
Yeah, I mean, what else? What have we got here?
Adidas
All right, yeah,
misspelled.
okay, big names, big names.
Adidas misspelled Columbia
Right.
as
Colombia.
Columbia. It's
With a
they
U.
misspelled the word Columbia in an advertising
All right,
campaign
all right.
for Copa America.
Mm.
There was this is
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go off.
there
much
was
to-
recent
Pitbull.
news of the wrong national anthem. Can I just skip this?
Yeah. Go to number 6. How many more of these ridiculous growls? Pitbull there. Who is that? What was
Pensioner.
that?
What?
What was that face? Go down.
It's real.
Go down, go down, go down.
Pensioner
Yep, yep.
gets a condolence letter
Mm.
telling him he's dead.
Right, okay.
That's good.
Bit of
Madan Lal Kosala, 83, was stunned when he received a letter at his residence in Manchester. First of all, let's ask your thoughts on that. Someone called Madan Lal Kosala lives
Shouldn't
in
be there.
Manchester.
Shouldn't be there.
You're actually from Manchester, aren't you?
I was born in Manchester,
Oh,
but I never grew up in Manchester. I don't know anything about Manchester, but I know that name doesn't fit.
Do you know what? He's probably worked
Yep.
harder than you in his life.
And I don't doubt it.
Certainly paid more. I'll tell you what. So, number 8, tank crashed into a disco in
Mm.
Poland.
That is very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate.
A promotional stunt went extremely wrong as a Soviet-era tank crashed into a pub in Warsaw.
Mm.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is so... Wait, who's
Oh.
dead? How many?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Although
Well,
no
thank
one was
God.
hurt, there
Good.
was considerable damage done to the property.
Right.
No one was hurt. Apparently, it was an event for minorities.
Well, that did not go to plan. I take it. I take it a lot of people were disappointed in that outcome. But I, for one, am not one of those people.
It was not an event for minorities. I threw that
Right,
out there
okay.
too.
Well, that's
Seagull dyed orange after diving into a vat of chicken tikka masala.
Jesus. And it's still
And this was in Gloucestershire. So,
it's still flying around orange and that, trying to get pieces of meat. Well, that is pretty orange. It's got some big eyes on it. Jesus, like shark eyes or something. Except
well,
not-
if you had
not
been
shape.
dunked in a tub of chicken tikka masala,
Yeah,
your eyes might look a little bit bloodshot as well. Right. I'll tell you what,
Well,
I'm
I
going to
mean-
give these stories a miss because they're
Yeah,
not what
well,
I'd hoped for.
Let's wrap it up for this anyway, because it's about that time. We've got an hour's worth of content
So we
here.
keep going.
No, I'm pretty much looking at the time there and noticing it is already over my return time.
Okay, well, before we end,
So-
what do we want to say to those who have been
Well, I
kind
mean-
enough to listen?
If anybody has listened to this, I'll be stunned, firstly. And yeah, if anyone has listened to this, then please keep checking the channel to see if we've put any, more than likely not, But if we put any more videos up, because it is quite funny and it's, you know, it's positive for us to do this. So yeah, if I see views and if we see likes and if not going to happen, wasting my time. Get it? Total waste of time.
It's true.
No,
They're
I'm
probably
just,
honestly.
no.
It's true. If it's not a household name, they'll
Yeah.
just play it.
Yeah. It's 2
Immediately
seconds in.
thumbs down.
Yeah.
Thumbs down on YouTube.
Oh god.
Yeah. Fuck you.
If you're one of
That's
those
what you're
people,
gonna do. Fuck
then go back to your country.
Fuck
No. But yeah, I mean, keep checking back because we are going to make some more of these just for our pure enjoyment only.
God. Yeah.
So
I don't care. If you
yeah, I
listen.
don't care. I don't care.
I'm doing this
I
for
don't
me.
care. I'm
I
doing
hope you
this
do
for
listen.
me.
I hope you put a thumbs down.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Okay. And I've just wasted 50 minutes out of your little weaselly rat-faced life.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I mean, it's quite a big.
rat-faced.
It's quite a big vlog, isn't it? You know.
So from the eagle
An hour.
and the rat. Fuck you. And
Fuck you.
stay tuned.
Go back to your fucking countries and fuck off.
Episode 2 coming soon.
You bunch of cunts. Fucking hell.
Right. Let's
Wait, it's still going. Don't think I didn't know what you're doing there. You fucking foreigner. Now get this shit off.
when it suits
Oh
you.
god.
When
Yeah.
it suits you, I'm black. When
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I don't think it's ever suited me.
I'm not black. I've never claimed to be. My mum's black.
Randomly.
Which is why your mum and my mum probably never
They
got-
like each
never
other,
got
mate. They
along.
like each other.
Well, my
They've
mum-
never not got along.
No,
They've
my
always
mum
been
keeps
pleasant.
going around, striking
never
up
been round.
conversations, and in the where is it? The shopping centre of the town. If my mum bumps into your mum, my mum has noticed that your mum avoids all eye
Mate,
contact.
my mum avoids everyone. Let me just say that to you. It's not about
Every
you know white on white.
ethnicity.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get the hell out of here, and let's sort this
Okay.
out.
All right.
Peace.